Hello and welcome back to Everything Boats with Captain Frank Lanier, where we discuss boats and boating, from maintenance and repairs to seamanship and safety, as well as everything in between. This podcast is a companion to my YouTube channel of the same name, so if you like and find it useful, be sure to subscribe and please check out my YouTube channel as well, where you'll find hundreds of informative videos on pretty much every boating topic imaginable. So today you're in for a special treat. It's our annual New Year's Eve resolution edition, where we're going to cover the top 3 safety resolutions that every boat owner should make. There's a perfectly logical explanation why most New Year's Eve resolutions don't live to see January 2nd. Most people don't like to give up ice cream, and to be honest, they don't like to exercise more either. But to guarantee some success with your 2025 commitments, here are 3 boating safety New Year's Eve resolutions that are not only easy to keep, but will keep you and your passengers safer throughout the year. New Year's Eve resolution number 1, install an automatic fire extinguishing system in your engine compartment. When it comes to engine compartment fires, the most natural reaction is also the worst. Open it up and see what's going on in there. When you do that, it creates a rush of oxygen that can easily turn a smoldering fire into an abandoned ship type conflagration. The safest way to avoid this is to install an automatic fixed extinguisher system. The American Boat and Yacht Council, ABYC, recommends the installation of a suitable clean agent fire suppression system on all inboard and stern drive vessels. Dry chemical powder is effective, but its residue is difficult to remove and highly corrosive. In some cases, it can actually cause more damage to the engine than the fire itself. Plus, if you're using a dry chem fire extinguisher, you should already have a fire port installed so that you can stick it in there and discharge it without opening up the compartment hatch, the engine compartment hatch. So if you've got that fire port, which is just a little hole in the engine compartment cover or hatch, you stick the extinguisher in there. If you're using a dry chem unit, there's no way you're going to be able to aim it at the base of the flame, which is the most effective method for a dry chem unit. So what you want is a clean agent unit, one that's going to extinguish the flames by enveloping the whole, engine compartment. It's going to flood the engine compartment and extinguish the flames. A clean agent system not only kills the fire without damaging the engine and components, but in many cases, the engine can be restarted once the original source of the fire has been corrected and allow a vessel to return to port under its own power. Fixed fire extinguishing systems can be customized for your particular vessel, but the pre-engineered off-the-shelf units or the systems are cheaper and easier to install. Halon was the clean agent choice of the past. However, it's also an ozone-destroying chlorofluorocarbon, and its production has been banned since the mid-90s. Today's systems use greener alternatives such as FM-200, FE-241, and the like. If you already have an automatic fire extinguishing system on board, here's what you should do for your New Year's Eve resolution. Have the system inspected and tagged annually by an authorized service facility. If you have a Halon system on board and it's in good operation condition, you can continue to keep it on board. If it leaks or has any issues, then it would have to be replaced with one of the newer units. If you want more information, please check out my video, How to Handle an Engine Compartment Fire. I'll post a link to it below in the description. New Year's Eve resolution number 2, buy an EPIRB or a PLB. An EPIRB, Emergency Position Indicating Radio Beacon, or a PLB, Personal Locator Beacon, is probably the single most important piece of gear that you can have on your person or in your ditch bag when the feces hits the rotary oscillator. Nothing takes the search out of search and rescue better than an EPIRB or a PLB. With PLB units available for less than $200, even the most tight-fisted boater can afford to add one or more to their arsenal of onboard safety equipment. If you already have an EPIRB or a PLB, as required by law, make sure that it's registered with NOAA. I will put the link to the NOAA registration in the text below, in the description below. When you register your PLB or EPIRB, this tells search and rescue organizations who they're looking for if your unit is activated and who to call to verify that it's not a false alarm. Verify your information annually and don't forget to update any changes, contact phone numbers, if the unit has been sold or whatever. For extended cruises, use the additional data field to provide information such as the number of passengers on board, special considerations as well, such as medical issues and the like. Other excellent ideas include conducting a self-test of the unit on a regular scheduled basis and prior to each trip, as well as checking the expiration date for batteries and for EPIRBs, the expiration date for the hydrostatic release unit. For more information, check out my video, EPIRB and PLB Inspections and Testing. I'll include the link to that video in the description below as well. And finally, New Year's Eve resolution tip number 3, invest in a life raft. Like grizzly bear pepper spray and supplies for the zombie apocalypse, life rafts are another item that's purchased in hopes it'll never be needed. Designed to keep crew forced to abandon ship alive until rescued, they provide both protection from the elements and create a larger, more visible target for rescue personnel to see. While abandoning ship into a life raft should always be a last resort, knowing that you have a life raft at the ready can provide peace of mind to everyone on board. If you already have a life raft, what should you do for your New Year's Eve resolutions? Well, I'm going to tell you. Ensure the life raft inspection sticker is current and that the hydrostatic release mechanism isn't expired. In addition to attending the testing and repacking of your life raft whenever possible to familiarize yourself with this operation, another good idea is customizing its contents. Additional water, a waterproof handheld VHF, or extra rations are just a few examples of good things to have in an emergency, and you can typically add some of this stuff at the manufacturer or the testing facility when your life raft is being recertified. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And if so, and you want to buy Captain Frank a cup of coffee, please click on the support link in the text description below. All monies received, not spent on coffee, will go towards making even more awesome podcasts for my channel. And as always, thank you for your support.